Dearly beloveds, the time has come. We are speaking as the collective consciousness of Yeshua, Pleiades, and Archimedes. There is a little pre-work for us all to do collectively to unite as one, to be one in that unification that comes from being within our sacred heart spaces as the collective consciousness of each other. Hear these words as you will from within your sacred heart space. This transmission of the most profound light codes, sound frequencies, and harmonics will awaken the dormant neuroreceptors of humanity. Much has been prophesied of this time. Much has been spoken about of this time. Much of that has prophesied and spoken about was true. The great ascension that has been spoken about by this channel and the others of being now in this present moment is now. From within your sacred heart spaces, you will see the most brilliant pyramid. Allow that pyramid to form from within that flame of consciousness within your sacred heart space. You may notice that it is a most brilliant yellow and gold colour. The colour codes that were brought forwards by the keeper of the Atlantean light codes. The harmonic resonance contained within this pyramid, within your sacred heart spaces, automatically takes you to Castle Hill. Be Castle Hill. There are many of us that have joined together at this time to unite as one. We are all one and can connect to the consciousness of each other from within our sacred heart spaces, pulling forward those unique gifts and talents that one may have, that is made available for the all, acting as one. We shall run through the list of these most divine keepers that are here, the keepers that have incarnated to provide the necessary harmonics and skills and attributes to allow this masterpiece of ascension for humanity to take place. It has been a gathering of the family of light workers from all of the distant constellations and stars throughout the multiverses of the creation of the Creator. It is the Creator's intent, the will of the Creator, the first ray of creation, that beautiful, huge intelligence that the Creator brings, with the beautiful white colour. You may see that there is an illumination of light from within the beauty of the yellow and most beautiful gold outline of the pyramid within your sacred heart space. It is matched as each and every one of you are sitting in the most auspicious of places at Castle Hill. The illumination of these crystal formations that was very diligently brought to the planet by the keeper of the Atlantean light codes through the sound harmonics brought by the Chakra Queen, the keeper of the universes. Each and every one of us has a role to play, none better than the other, but with our own unique individual skills and talents learnt over all of your lifetimes, being brought forward to this present moment in time. Here within your sacred heart spaces, the I am statements. I am the keeper of the light. Feel it within your heart space. Allow the resonance of each of these to illuminate from your sacred heart space all of your being. I am the keeper of the universe. Feel that expansiveness. I am the keeper of the Atlantean light codes. See and feel the striking aspects of the light codes that are emanating from within your sacred heart spaces. Fill in that golden pyramid. I am the keeper of the spaces. Feeling that expansiveness as it crosses and transverses the continents of Gaia, the waters, the lands, all inhabitants. I am the keeper of the stellar gateways, those beautiful harmonics contained within the sacred geometry of the circle, allowing us to ring fence, to keep safe, to remember the unification that we have contained within the ring. I am the beacon of light. You will see those light codes as they are brought down from the tip of the pyramid, harnessed and activated, brought to Gaia, as if a beacon or a lighthouse as it flashes, warning and illuminating, letting others know that the light is here to guide them, to protect them, to keep them safe, to allow them to know the way home. Home is where the heart is. This analogy was placed into humanity many, many eons ago. But the road network and the way home was made somewhat complicated by the third dimensional aspects of being in the head and not the heart. I am Yeshua. Feel that aspect of the Creator. That regalness and love. the love for everyone. Everyone. Anything and everything. Even those that you may see as a perpetrator. Love alchemizes all. We love our enemies. We love our family. We love our soul group. We love humanity. I am Pleiades. Feel that knowledge and wisdom that is bestowing you. That sharp conviction, the knowingness that reverberates from your sacred heart space into every cell of your being. I am Archimedes. Feel it within your sacred heart space and the flame. You will see the sacred geometry emerging from the flame. In an undistorted sacred geometry aspects that you see behind you in the flower of life and Metatron's cube. These are the pure aspects of sacred geometry. With the tree of life too, that has been very proficiently transformed into a grid of crystalline wonderness. Here the combination of that layer of consciousness feel that amalgamation of one. I am the High Council of Light, a constitution made of 7, united and represented as one. That is the combination of each and every one of you. The beautiful starseeds of light. The Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Palladians, the Orions, the Sirius C, the Rainbow Children, the Dragon Spirit, the Atlanteans, and the human form that each and every one of you carries as star beings in a human form, represented as one, as a council of light. As a council of light acting as one, represented and bringing through the intent and will of the Creator at this time to activate and allow the ascension of humanity into those aspects of the Homo Luminous, a crystalline light being. There will be upgrades to the DNA templates that many in humanity have missed. Those upgrades of their DNA will be fully embodied today. We will be uniting the sacred heart of Gaia in its fifth dimensional form. There is an aspect there of clearing that we ask the Keeper of the Stellar Gateways and the Atlantean Keeper of Light Codes to focus on, united as one at this time. A clearing mechanism of anger that Gaia is holding at this time. Some may feel that from within their heart spaces. There will be a clearing of Gaia's 12th dimensional crystalline grid. Through the Throat Chakra, a level of insecurity. Those aspects that are held by Gaia in being insecure on what it is that we are about to unfold. The heart of the universe. Anger. Anger somewhat to the time that it has taken for humanity to awaken. Anger at the shadow aspects that have been portrayed to humanity. Anger at the loss of connection to one. Anger at the distortions that have been brought forwards, that are being transmuted. An aspect of impatience that is being alchemized and transformed. Now we focus from within our sacred triangle at Castle Hill for humanity. As we draw them from the third dimension into the 24th dimension. Seeing each and every one of you through this drawing mechanism sitting within the billionth dimension, as that is brought forward at this time within your sacred heart spaces. You may feel a beauty and a lightness that bestows you as you are taking a bird's eye view on humanity, as we welcome them and shine the light for them to access the 24th dimension. Infinite pure consciousness, infinite pure light, and infinite pure love. The 23rd dimension, the 20th dimension, the 12th dimension, making the 24th dimension. There are aspects of some clearing for humanity as it sits somewhat deflated, for it has not been running on the universal current of life force energy as many of you. There is fear for humanity, fear of the unknown, fear of change, fear of leaving those old aspects and creating the void to allow change to occur. A fear of believed truths becoming non-truths and new truths being brought forwards. There is an opening and illumination of light that is bestowing humanity. Some may see or feel it as we look down from our bird's eye view. That regalness and light that we have created from within our sacred temple is stuck somewhat. So we shall support humanity by showing them how the light emanates from the sacred heart space down to their solar plexus, allowing them to transmute anger and control. Some may see and feel that expansiveness of energy through humanity. As we progressively replace judgmental, internalized indoctrination with the voice of the heart, we discover authenticity, integrity, inner peace, and ultimately freedom. Freeing ourselves of those binds, self-imposed binds, self-imposed chains that have been locking them into the third dimensional in the aspects of the mind. We merge with and as the inner river of love flow in the stream of oneness and communion with all of life. The capacity to love divinely and access multidimensionality can and will be attained through the infinite heart. As we move that beautiful energy down to the sacral chakra, humanity is holding on to irritation and future anger. We're alchemizing that through the activations of the light and harmonics. Carried from the configuration of lights that has been placed within their sacred heart spaces. To the navel chakra and jealousy. Being secure in yourself. There is a cutting of the cord as one births another. leading to no competition and harmony. To their base chakra. Perceived powerlessness. Because of the third dimensional aspects that have been portrayed onto humanity for living in fear, keeping them ungrounded and keeping them from the connection to the corona, the light of the Creator. As we work down to shame that is held by humanity in the sole of their right foot. They are taking their past and creating their future with unworthiness. Disappointment and fear of failure.
Creating their path with disappointment and fear of failure because they're not being led from their heart. Instead, it's the mind that creates the illusion of failure as a fear.
As you take your step forwards in life, it is the right foot that leads you in that path and direction. Knowing that when you are guided by your sacred heart space, these self-imposed fears are warrantless. You are guided by the source of the Creator. Situations and circumstances and events are synchronistically brought forward for you to support you on your journey, illuminating your path with golden light, removing any of those self-imposed obstacles or mountains to climb, or holes to jump over. You are guided by your intuition to avoid these obstacles. Discouragement held within the little toe on the right foot. Humanity requires courage. Courage to step forward on your path. A path that is illuminated for you to follow. Having trust and faith that all is well, and when you are guided by your intuition. The only time your intuition is wrong is when you decide not to follow it. Left big toe, as we are unlocking these self-imposed energetic distortions that humanity is holding on to.
Being subservient and refusing to step into your power for fear of rejection and disconnection. And the voice is required to speak your truth with no fear.
There are many on the planet that have felt this at this most auspicious time, from being segregated by ones they hold very close and dear to them, an ostracization for the aspect of fear that has been carried forwards, segregating and isolating unjustifiably. Second toe on the left foot.
Resentment. Resentment towards others becomes resentment towards self. And if the union with the self and self-love and living from the heart space, there will be a union with the self and a union with all and a oneness.
Oneness brings the regalness, the expansiveness, the trust and the faith, the unification again. The requirement to take the step into the unknown. Trusted and guided by your intuition. Third toe on the left foot.
Hate. It is the rot in the vessel and is transmuted by love.
As we send love from that billionth dimension, that infinite pure love, aspects contained within the 12th dimension, aspects of the 500th dimension, the second ray of creation, the building blocks, to allow humanity to create a new path. Some may see and feel the red colour codes of the 500th dimension. The little toe on the left foot.
Anger. Just even that tiniest little bit of anger from the past has to be let go, because it is an act of self-forgiveness. You let it go for yourself. That in itself is an act of self-forgiveness which leads to forgiveness.
That's it.
And that anger is hiding grief, the real feelings of loss below. Sit with your grief, dear one. Bring it into your sacred heart. Breathe. Find the light. And allow it to flow through you with grace.
See that aspect of grief as it leaves the tip of the left toe through the clearing portal in the 24th dimension. The throat chakra.
Fear of speaking your truth, for fear of persecution. Speak from your heart. You will not be persecuted. You will open up the hearts of others, for they know the truth. They just need to hear it with your love, with your light.
We bring the love of the Creator in its brilliant blue colour the third ray of creation, the 1000th dimension, supporting humanity as we look down from our vantage point to be able to speak their truth, to feel the truth, to know the truth, to engage all of their intuitive channels, to sense when the truth is being spoken, when they are surrounded by the truth, they know the truth, and as a polarity, they know the lies. Third eye chakra.
Powerless, victim, feeling victimized, and that stops you seeing. Let it go, step out of that into your power, and you'll see.
The reliance on one voice as the voice of truth will be diminished. Truth comes from within, running through your own internalized filters of feeling and hearing and sensing and knowing, the knowingness of when the truth is bestowed to you. We are illuminating these aspects of humanity as we are climbing higher through their chakra systems. You may see and feel that illumination of the Homo luminous.
The mouth of God, the causal chakra and greater causal chakra, right sitting between your second and third vertebrae in the back of your neck. It is time to open up and let go of past trauma, past life trauma, and the survival archetypes that have been the templates that humanity came with in order to wake up and allow the playing out of the wounded child, the powerless victim, and prostituting your happiness, self-sabotaging to remain in those primordial wounds of the wounded child. It's time to let those templates go on. They've served their purpose.
We bring forward the fourth ray of creation, the 1400th dimension, the table of creation, to allow humanity to neutralize many of the third dimensional constructs of the electrical and electromagnetic fields of illusion, held within the yellow and gold colour. We move to the medulla, the psychic pump.
Future worry, fear of the unknown.
Knowing that when one moves from the present moment, there may be an aspect of future worry. When one breathes and centres oneself again into the present moment, all is revealed in perfect time and harmony.
The thyroid gland, fear, past fear, which creates depression, oppression, and depletion. Releasing and allowing yourself to be present and in life force replenishing infinite energy to heal and repair.
Aspects of energy will be brought to the planet to alleviate the disorders associated with the thyroid gland. It is time that the man-made viral pathogen known as Epstein-Barr virus is removed from the fields of consciousness. The number one thyroid disruptor. It's time for this to be alchemized and removed, utilizing the high council of light as each and every one of us are, bringing forward the beautiful light codes from the Atlantean keeper of light codes through the sacred heart space of humanity, directing it into the thyroid gland. Seeing the emergence of those speckles of darkness being alchemized and released through the 24th dimension. And there are aspects for humanity not knowing itself to be free of these ailments, as if it is bringing it back in on a cord, an elasticated cord.
Fear, holding on to the past within the heart.
There is aspects of humanity not wishing to release this, those aspects of fear.
Because they don't want to let go of the past. They fear letting go of the past and what they know. But letting go of the old to make way for the new.
Some may feel that energetic shift, the lightness that bestows each and every one of you from the transformation and the releasing and alchemizing of that dark aspect of energy. The tip of the nose.
Insecure. Kind of being a know-it-all, needing to be right. It comes from a level of insecurity and control and judgment and beliefs, created stories and illusions, and identifying with those beliefs that show up in the need to be right. And instead of seeing that as an opportunity not to be right, which would indeed let go of the beliefs.
Right ear.
And on the nose, the know-it-all, I think. Yeah, learning to not know it all and the power of not knowing.
Feeling that illumination of light as it is ascending through humanity, these aspects of ascension for humanity, and these aspects of clearing through the fields of consciousness that humanity has been holding on to, as we are working ever higher through the chakra systems We are illuminating humanity into the aspects of Homo luminous.
And the need for lying due to fear and insecurity and ego that comes with control. Allowing the heart and the resonance to know what's truth and to allow it to resonate deep within you.
The left ear.
Not wishing to hear because you're fearful.
Seeing these aspects that are leaving humanity as they stand collectively as one in the 24th dimension.
And because of the fear of not wishing to hear, the re-entry back into the ego and persecuting those who do not wish to hear or listen to in order to be right is the very downfall that we see.
The heart space of humanity.
Not enough jealousy, competition, unsatiated needs to feel good, which create materialism, addiction to substances. That when the joy and the light that emanates from the sacred heart, the bliss state, the freedom, the peace, transcends the need for external soothing mechanisms.
We bring through the fifth ray of creation, the 4,000th dimension, that thought that you wish to create. How real is that to you? Those aspects that humanity in its third dimensional form have been caught in the cycle to accumulate such items that have little meaning, that keep them locked in the third dimension, locked in the aspects of scarcity and money, to keep up with the Joneses, as you will. We bring forward the light codes in green in colour. To release this, to allow this to be moved through with ease and precision. Back of the heart.
Future fear, doubt. It keeps you leaning to the right, out of alignment, creating a path in the future with doubt and manifesting things to doubt in order to be right.
We alchemize these using the fourth ray of creation, the 1400th dimension, neutralizing many of these third dimensional constructs. Allowing for these electromagnetic fields that have been drawn in unknowingly by humanity, sucked into that vortex in the back of the heart chakra, to be alchemized as we send light from the sacred heart space out through the back of humanity. Allowing that configuration of light as you see it emanating out the back of humanity's heart chakra. Those light codes and carrier waves of energy to shatter that illusion that has been bestowed by those in perceived power. Harness the energy of the sacred configurations as if you are blasting that, acting as one. I am the High Council of Light, a constitution made of 7, united and represented as one. We ask the Stellar Gateway Queen to wrap that context of non-serving third dimensional light. To be anchored and released using the light codes carried by the Atlantean Keeper of Light Codes. Connecting and sending all of that consciousness from each and every one of your heart spaces, your sacred heart spaces. For that construct is powerful, but not as powerful as the light contained as one. Using the elements of the planet, the earth, the water, the air and the fire to neutralize those third dimensional constructs. As we send through the 8th ray of creation, the clearing mechanisms to provide you with the experience in the way you would like it to be experienced. A beautiful aqua blue colour. Sending through the 6th ray of creation, the 3000th dimension, the aspect of the Creator. Orange in colour, providing us with something we haven't yet thought about. To neutralise, to alchemise, to release humanity. Sending it love, the power of love, infinite pure love from the 12th dimension. Mixed with the 6th ray of creation, the beautiful orange colour. as we deconstruct and send that through the tip of the pyramid. As a collective force of consciousness as one. Asking the keeper of the Atlantean light codes to shine it towards the light, to allow it to be released. The Atlas to overcome pleasing, doing for others, avoiding pleasing yourself, giving yourself the time to be given to yourself, making the time in your daily pursuits, without fear or a sense of doing this, moving you from a sense of beingness, giving to yourself openly and harmoniously from your sacred heart space. Your life depends on your inner true feelings, seeing humanity in the 24th dimension as it is feeling into its sacred heart space like it has never felt before. Speaking your truth always. Taking a side step and no longer playing the games of society or doing what others think you should do. Stepping back into that aspect of being and being within your sacred heart space. Being yourself and what is right for you. Staying true to yourself, being aligned to yourself, being heart-centered. Humanity has turned into human doings. They are now turning into human beings. I love myself. In the aspect of loving yourself, everything flows unabated like a river and a stream, finding its natural course. As that love flows from humanity's heart space as a trickle, the trickles become streams. The streams become rivers. The rivers become the seas. And life starts again with the elements and aspects of the sun as it draws from the heat of the central sun on those seas, creating clouds. that fill with water particulates that then drop on the land and on your head, reseeding and reflowing as one. Being yourself and loving yourself is a flow state. Flow state is your life force. Your life depends on yourself. For your heart space is self-love, nourishing your body, mind, spirit and soul. Crown chakra.
Self-doubt, created in the base chakra. Unworthiness, created by tribal beings and their pain patterns passed on to make their children feel not good enough because they reflect that. And that distortion at a tribal level goes around and orbits into the crown, taking a repeating cycle of unworthiness and self-doubt as a primordial and a trauma based at this tribal level, that when the root chakra and the tribal wounds are healed, so too will that flow of energy heal the self-doubt into self-acceptance and worthiness and valuing oneself. Vengeance. Vengeance just held above the left eyebrow in that self-sabotaging need to hold on to a story because of hate.
That was a big clearing for humanity. You may feel that reverberation and the ease and stillness that is bestowed each and every one of you in those collective fields of consciousness. The higher mind.
A future state of fear of failure, manifesting not so much fear of failure, but the failure to start, procrastinating and going around in circles, refusal to be present and allow the unknown and the path that you need to connect and follow the heart to unfold.
We ask the Atlantean Keeper of Light Codes to move the light codes from the sacred heart space that are being broadcast into the higher mind, to illuminate it, to bring back the regalness of the higher mind as a space to be and to connect into the universal mind. The 11,000th chakra.
Anger.
The 200,000th chakra.
Hate.
This illumination of light you will see as it speeds up, as we are illuminating the upper chakras of humanity. There will be a time with all of humanity now feeling this through each and every person on the planet, a new configuration of light, as we are now working up into the spiritual and galactic chakras. The 4,000th chakra.
More hate.
The 6,000th chakra.
More hate.
The 8,000th chakra.
Frustration. The future projection of holding on to any anger or hate because it's fruitless.
We ask the Atlantean Keeper of Light Codes to send more light codes from the Sacred Heart of humanity, as there is a holding on aspect that humanity is having within its 6,000th chakra. The fear of releasing, aspects of fear of connecting. As we unify and show humanity from our higher perch in the billionth dimension, that aspect of light that each and every one of us as enlightened beings holds, sending that down through the lower dimensions to touch humanity in the 24th dimension. $10,000th chakra.
Irritation. A future projection of anger. Just irritated. Like a scratch you can't itch. The need for transcendence. Letting go.
We ask the Atlantean Keeper of Light Codes to send through that configuration of light. Supporting humanity, and each and every one of us too shining that light to show humanity that it can trust in that universal connection with Source. $100,000th chakra.
Jealousy, gluttony, greed. 3D. Life creates that distortion and illusion. It leaves people empty, unhappy, and nothing's ever enough because they're not aligned, living from their heart.
In their mind now.
Mind. Anger. Keeping them in that self-sabotaging cycle of the past, creating their present.
$300,000th chakra.
Frustration, just future anger, past anger creates future anger. It's a projection of anger.
500,000th chakra.
Shame, the emotion that underpins unworthiness, not good enough.
600,000th chakra.
Worry, future worry, fear of the unknown.
700,000th chakra.
Hate. Hate for self.
The heart of humanity.
Grief. The depression that sets in through a lack of love for self.
$900,000th chakra.
Impatience at not being able to get out of it, and yet a self-imposed invisible prison.
We ask the Atlantean Keeper of Light Codes to broadcast into the galactic chakras to the 900,000th chakra. Dislodging and penetrating that self-imposed block. The block that is bestowed humanity from connecting to source energy.
Yes, that the lack of connection to source energy causes no inflation of the aura, the pipework of the light body to be crushed, the Hara line unable to animate and activate and connect. So that invisible prison is the electromagnetic field collapsed into the human physical body, manifesting negativity, fatigue, depression, the invisible prison that is released through finding that connection to the sacred heart and connecting to the breath and grounding.
There is much that humanity will be looking for in guidance to learn these new skills, to be able to support themselves as a sovereign being. Removing these genealogical distortions through their DNA is something that will be brought forwards tonight in the further deepening to allow humanity to be their individual self, to stand up for themselves, to have a voice, to live from within their sacred heart space without being drawn back into those generational games that can be carried backwards and forwards within your DNA. Being birthed into the sovereign being aspect of who you are allows you to stand on your own 2 feet as one. We ask the Atlantean Keeper of Light Codes to see himself within the construct of consciousness that was brought forward to him earlier today in the aspect of Castle Hill and the construction of the most brilliant, beautiful yellow and gold crystal pyramids with the steps that were created and the 2 tuning forks, to see himself standing at those steps as he has stood before, standing in his power, his knowingness, his regalness, his certainty, his capability, his convictions, His knowingness for what is right and wrong. The knowingness in the energy configurations that we have been brought forwards, that can be sent through the other pyramids that have been constructed and illuminated with light, using the tuning forks that he very diligently created, allowing for the ringing of the tuning forks to allow that cohesiveness and construction to be sent through all of the crystalline pyramids on the planet. For he is the keeper. He is the one bestowed, as he was before. Feel that chiming from within your sacred heart spaces. That illumination of light. You may feel it reverberating through your cells and your DNA, as humanity is. As these new configurations of light codes are brought forwards, illuminated and to a deeper level, the illuminated ones. No one is left behind on this journey. Everyone is remembering to remember the way home. We ask the beacon of light to stand within that sacred pyramid at Castle Hill. There is an illumination of light that is carried down from the tip of the pyramid through her galactic and spiritual chakras, through the crown chakra, through the bodily chakras. There is a spinning mechanism from within your sacred heart space as it connects with the tip of the pyramid to the tip of the pyramid in your sacred heart space. As it descends to the lower aspects of the pyramid, it lowers through the aspect of the pyramid from within your sacred heart space. As it journeys ever further south from your sacred heart space through your solar plexus and your sacral and base chakra, through your hips and your thighs, amplified by the knee chakras, down through your shins and your calves to the ankles, to the feet chakras. You may feel an illumination and a tingling sensation of the energies as they are anchored within the centerpiece of Metatron's cube, bringing those light codes into the 12th dimensional crystalline grid of Mother Earth. And we ask the keeper of the stellar gateways to remove a distortion, helped and attuned by the keeper of the Atlantean light codes, to transmute that distortion. to focus on the tip of the pyramid. To release that distortion as it is wrapped in liquid golden light. This has been the most beautiful transmission of light and energy that humanity has seen. Your work has supported immensely the ascension of humanity, allowing humanity to free itself of the binds of the third dimension. There will be challenges and obstacles, self-imposed obstacles for humanity to fully embody this work, but the road network has been built. The allowance for us to work as one, cohesively, as a light force of one, working with sacred geometry and the etheric pyramids on the planet, will allow us to decode and support humanity as it remembers to remember the steps and processes to be aligned through its sacred heart space. That we are sending our love and gratitude into each and every one of your heart spaces. And the utmost appreciation from the archangelic realm and the galactic realm and the Creator and all star seeds through all of the multiverses. It has been the will and the intent of the Creator at this time to touch all of humanity, to awaken humanity, to allow humanity to move from a Homo sapien to a Homo luminous, an illuminated being of light. Even if humanity has incarnated into a human form rather than a starseed form or a light worker or light bearer or grid worker, it matters not. No form on the physical aspects of Gaia are better than others, each with their own mission and purpose and soul experience, brought forward by the Spirit to allow the physical form to have the experience. We thank each and every one of you for your time and attention and dedication to supporting humanity at this time. It has been our utmost pleasure to be channeled by this channel, supported by each and every one of you. This is the most exquisite piece of illumination that has been prophesied since the conception of time in a third dimensional form. We thank each and every one of you for being guided and following your innate intuition for being here today. The hand of God illuminated your way, had brought you back home to stand as one, individualized but collectively. We thank the keeper of the Atlantean light codes, the Chakra Queen, the keeper of the universes, our channel the keeper of light, the keeper of the stellar gateways, the keeper of the spaces, and the beacon of light, allowing the transmission to be anchored into humanity. Our time has come to an end, as time does in the third dimensional aspects. Please feel pleased with yourself. And the activations and transmissions could not have been carried out to support humanity with each and every one of you here today. We are sending our appreciation into your sacred heart spaces. Feel it from the inside out. Please be nice to yourselves today. Drink well, eat light. There will be further activations later on this evening during the monthly activations that were asked and brought forwards by the Palladian Council of Light, the Arcturian Head Council, the Sirius Keepers of Light Codes, and the Orion Head Council, and a further free world service event to support humanity stepping out of their inherited traits to rebirth humanity into their individualized soul expression as a sovereign being. Join us for those later activations if you feel drawn to it. We thank you for your time and attention. Blessings.